Hello folks, back out again. I'm just out with Darren, Darren Kerm's budget camper. We're just testing out, well, different designs on the DD tarps, the 4x3s. Am I right there, Darren? 4x3 tarps. 4.5 by 3. I'll show you mine first because I've done mine and there's a couple of little things that weren't right and Darren sort of rectified it on his, so it's a bit like a before and after. So as you can see, we've gone for like a tent sort of style, if you like. I'll move back a bit so you can see. But unfortunately, these bits here on mine flap about a little bit too much, and as you can see, I've got a walking pole up guide to the bottom. Now, me and Darren weren't happy with that, so I mean, at the tent you can see inside there's acres of space, absolutely is. You easily sleep probably 3 people in there. I would think 2 definitely comfortably, but maybe 3. But obviously these flappy about bits will irritate and will annoy if it's a windy area, but I like an open front so I can see out. So Darren, I'll take you over to his, there he's there.
Hi guys.
Darren sort of realigned his a little bit more and used the pole, as you can see inside, further forward, and it's tightened these off lovely, and it's a lot more taut. And he used a pole at the back. I don't know whether you can see that because my camera works. I nearly said, you know, he's used a pole at the back and guide at the bottom, but it's all trial and error because I've not used tops much at all, and I think Darren's sort of limited to his knowledge on them as well. But we're quite happy with this. I mean, you can see inside, loads and loads of space. Easily get 3 people in there, possibly 2 adults and 2 children. If you're stupid enough to take your kids with you while camping, because I'd probably throttle mine if I did. Got the hound out with us as well, basically causing chaos, keeps disappearing. But yeah, that's what we're out doing now. I may try a little lean-to sort of one in a second, then closed sides with the front sort of open, but it's a bit windy. I don't know, the wind might catch it. So yeah, quite happy with that, quite happy. Okay, well I'll sign off there. I might take his, I've got a few things delivered at home that I bought, just a couple of little bits and bobs, and when I get home I'll probably just do a little, it's not an unboxing because I didn't get them given. I bought them, but I might open them up and have a look and see what you think. And some people might have them and might say they're crap. I don't really care, I'll find out for myself, won't I? Exactly. So
you ever say the crap?
I shall see you in a bit.
In a bit, guys.
Ta-da. Hello folks, back again. Darren's, we've changed our top designs. Darren's gone for a new one. I'm not really sure what it could be called. It's a minimal effort design, I think. The blanket design. I've tried another one, but I'll let you have a look. More of a lean-to. It has got absolutely acres of space inside though. As you can see, absolutely acres. The only thing both me and Darren are a little bit concerned about, whether anybody from DD watches these videos or anyone knows anyone from DD or anyone has got experience of this. You know, when you fasten sort of round it, I don't want it to sort of damage the fabric or damage the sort of, you know, the waterproofness of it all. So, you know, obviously I wouldn't use bungees, I would use probably paracord round there or even elastic bands, but is it going to damage it? That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But other than that, as you can see, it's quite a, you know, it's a low level, low profile design. I wouldn't use it in windy weather. I'd probably use it in the woods, definitely. Definitely in the woods, but you know, you can lie there and you can sort of just see out of the door, and I like to look out during the night, and I like to be able to see stuff, see if there's any bears creeping about or wolves are out like that, giant rats, spiders. But yeah, we've had a little bit of a play about.
Just messing around.
Yeah, just messing around, as Darren says. I think we'll put a brew on and slowly pack up. They are very flexible and very sort of, you know, you can do loads that much with them. It's never ending, but as we just learn, and it's just sort of trial and error. But as I said, I'm not really sure whether putting the rope, as it would be, paracord, round them two, it's difficult doing this backwards, round them two will sort of damage the fabric or ruin me talk, because I don't want to do that, you know, and if it's not recommended, you know, I hope somebody out there will let us know. Other than that, I've had a good day, we've enjoyed it, haven't we? A good time. I don't know what Darren's doing now. I think he's making a sail or something like that.
I'm making a sail, going there, paragliding now.
Yeah, we're going to go paragliding, but anyhow, as I say, I'll get back to you when I get home, and I'll let you have a look at the things I bought. See you later. Darren?
See you later, guys. Have fun.
Ta-ra.
See you later, bye.
Hello folks, back again, just to show you Darren's set up. He's just done a quick sort of like emergency shot, if you like, but it's really good actually. There's loads of room, and it's now on the full length of the top, apart from obviously down at this end where it's enclosed, the ideal. But we've just been joined by a little friend. I'm not sure if you can see him before he flies away. He's in the tree there. I cannot zoom in on my iPhone, but there's a little robin. There he is there, hopping around. He's been hovering around all the day, so yeah, it's been good. But yeah, it's a huge tarp. If you look underneath, absolutely acres of space, and ideal if you're in a hurry, get out the weather and sort of get a brew on and get dry and warm. You know, you need only put one tarp up that way. But as I said earlier, if there's anybody from DD, you know, I'd like to thank them. As I said, I think in a previous video, we had a bit of a bother with one of the tarps leaking when we ordered them, and the service we received was about second none. They sent another one out straight away without even sending the other one back, so that just goes to show you the stamp of the company. It's absolutely fantastic company and good quality kit. But yeah, we're gonna pack up now as Darren's starting to set his stuff over here. I'm gonna pack up. May put a brew on while we're packing up if I can be bothered. If not, we'll just pack up and head off home. So I'll get back to you when I get home, and I'll show you the items I bought. As I say, if anybody's got any sort of ideas on whether this will damage the tarp, you know, let me know please, because I don't want to be doing it if it does, because they're not cheap. Catch you soon. Hello again folks, back home after my little tarp practice with Darren. I ordered a couple of things from the internet while I was away last week, and they came while I was away, and they've been delivered. So I'll show you what I've ordered. They weren't expensive, but one of them I definitely needed, and one of them, you know, I thought it might be an improvement on what I had, and the same decent price. So first thing I got was what I complain about carrying 2 litres of water around, because it's heavy, it's very heavy, so I ended up getting a Sawyer Mini. Read the reviews, and everyone who has them seems to swear by them, and they're an affordable price to take a chance on for me. I can't remember exactly how much it was. If you bear with me, I will be able to tell you though, because the receipt's here. I bought it off Amazon, and it was the grand total of £22, and that's delivered. So, you know, I think that's quite a good bargain. just to save me from carrying the stuff, the water around, because I'm trying to like lose a bit of weight on my Bergen. I know 18 kilos might not be a lot to some people, but I keep looking at things to sort of lighten the load a little bit, and it's that was one of the things I thought, that the amount of food I take, I could sort of, you know, lose a little bit of weight there. So I've got myself a Soya Mini. I'll see how it goes. I'll do maybe a little review on it if possible. I'm not really into doing reviews, but as I say, it has everything. Has everything in it. It's got the obviously the filter bit, and also a syringe, the cleaning sort of syringe, and I think it's I'm not sure what size bag. I think it might be a 60. It is. It's a 16-ounce bag on the back. There you can sort of see that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I'm hoping that, you know, I'll get to use it to its full extent. Now the other thing I bought was I've got, being a fisherman, I've got headlights for fishing. Extremely powerful headlamps with battery packs that go around your waist, and you know that knock spots off any of these little headlights that people on YouTube pay hundreds of pounds for, you know, 100 quid for. But again, down to weight and compactness. So I wasn't going to spend a lot of money on a head torch for what I might use maybe a couple hours on an evening when I'm out camping. So I had a bit rake around on Amazon, and it was on a package deal, sort of, if you like, for this. It's a head torch, and inside, I'll pop you down. You have to excuse the camera work. It's I'm not the best at this sort of thing. Inside, you get said head torch, which has a battery pack attached to the back. Now, to me, you know, it's a tilt and slide one. I'm not sure how many LEDs it's got, but you know, it is bright. It is bright. You know, and you get the battery pack that goes on the back of your head. Now, I didn't realise it had that, and if I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have bought it had I known I had a backpack the size of that to go on the back of your head, because again, it's down to weight and such like. But I suppose if it's really bright, it's worth it. But you also get with it, obviously it's rechargeable batteries. You get the battery recharge, you know, the mains recharger, and a car charger, and best of all, you get the mini mag light type of style torch, and that is bright. It's very bright, you know. So, and I think, in fact, I know I paid, I think, was it £14.75 for that. And they say it was reduced from, I think it was £49 or so. Probably was never that price, but you know, I just thought I need a headlamp, and to me it looked decent. They get chucked about, they get broken. I ain't spending £100 on a head torch when I've got head torches, you know, for fishing. Well, I've got one that's worth about 300 quid, but you know, I'm not going to use it for camping as well. Just too big, too bright, and probably I'd have the police helicopter there. So that's what I ended up buying from Amazon. You know, and I'm over the moon with it. You know, I'm pleased with it. I know the sort of the camping snobs, if you like, will twist and say, oh, that water filter doesn't do this and this one does do that and things like that. But I couldn't give a toss. And you know, the light's cheap, it'll not last. If it lasts us a year, you know, it's cost us £1 a month or so. You know, it's irrelevant to me. I could go out and buy expensive sort of equipment, but I don't do it enough. I don't get out enough to take things a little bit more seriously. The water filter, I think, is a great thing. It weighs nothing. I think it weighs about, I don't know if it tells you on here what it weighs, but it's in, I think it's less than 100 grams. There you go, 2 ounces. It weighs 2 ounces, so, you know, that's, I'm over the moon with it. I'll have to look how to use it, like, but, the other thing I'm looking at present is a new sleep mat. The one I'm using at the moment is an inflatable one. It's I mean, it's 3 season, but I find it narrow and the ribs run sort of like length of it, and I've been told that if they run across you get a better night's sleep. But I've looked at like the Van Gogh sleep mats with a bit foamy. That's maybe, you know, about an inch and a half thick. And I've just been looking at a mountain equipment one, helium 3.8 I think it is, and Cotswolds have got those in for 45 quid, down from 80, so 35 quid off, which is decent, and the reviews are alright, but they don't pack that small, and I want to try and use a smaller Bergen than me Vulcan, as I find the Vulcan's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit big, and I want to, in the summer camps I want to use a small one. So yeah, I've looked at the thermarests, but the one I was looking at apparently was just another inflatable one, you know. I don't want to go and spend 100 odd quid on a sleep mat that I might use, you know, a few times a year. So if there's anyone, you know, got any ideas on what would be a good sort of, you know, decent price and a warmish sleep mat, you know, drop us a line. Or if you want to sell one or anything like that you don't use, you know, drop us a line, and I'm sure we can sort something out. So yeah, good day all round I've had today. As I say, that's me little buys that I sort of went out and I needed them, so I got them. Me Sawyer as well. And so yeah, happy days. So you'll be seeing us using them hopefully very soon, and I think me and Darren are either going to do a coastal or I think we're doing Keeler next month as well, so looking forward to that. So take care everyone, and see you soon. God bless, bye.